Hey guys, Irene here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to try to combine my love of DIY and my love for photography. And before we start, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 22,000 classes in videography, productivity, photography, and more. Their photography category features lots of amazing classes taught by top-of-the-line photographers. Right now, I've been watching the Mobile Photography Basics for Instagram Success by Tyson Wheatley. I'm gonna go on a really big Europe trip soon, so I really need to learn how to use my phone camera a little bit better, and this course features a lot of really great tips. Premium membership begins at around $10 a month, but for the first 250 people to sign up with the link in the description, you will get 2 months of Skillshare for free. These spots typically go quite quickly, so make sure to get in there. Again, huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. They have been an amazing supporter of my YouTube channel, so go ahead and check them out. A few days ago, I saw a really cool video on Insider's YouTube channel about this amazing artist, PJ Linden, who customizes all sorts of stuff with puffy paint. And then she mentioned that she customized a camera for her friend before. And when I saw that creation, I was in awe. Like, that was the most beautiful, crazy looking camera that I've ever seen, and I knew that I had to do something like that as well. This is my baby over here, my very first camera, Canon Rebel XSI. I bought it when I was 18, and it doesn't really get any use anymore. Occasionally I'll use it for a video, but it just looks very sad sitting there alone in my shelf full of other cameras. So I decided to give it a new life, a new meaning, turn it into art, and it's gonna look so cool on my shelf with all of my other equipment. So I went to Michael's and I picked up lots of puffy paint. The one I'm using is from Tulip. I also have lots of other little things that I might use, might not use. There's like sequins, rhinestones, more sequins. Oh shit. Okay, I'm already making a mess. This is gonna be fun. All of this I've just accumulated over the years of doing weird DIYs for my photography projects. I don't really have a plan in my head. I don't really have a design. The only inspiration that I have is those kind of little squiggles that I used to put in my notebook, you know, just like random little swirly things. All right, so I'm gonna get started here. I'm gonna also try to just kind of follow the lines on the camera and kind of just see how it goes. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna be answering some of the questions, so it's not too boring and me just painting on top of my camera. Working with this paint is actually really fun. Almost reminds me of henna, like painting with henna. All right, here is the first little squiggly line. Now I'm gonna try to do the same on the other side. So yesterday I put out a video about my Dubai desert photo shoot, and a lot of you guys had some questions about my lens hood. A lot of people are not so happy that I don't really like to use my lens hood a lot. So the reason why I don't like using the lens hood very often is because I don't really need it very often. I tend to shoot at sunset where the sun is really low, so I'm not shooting in harsh direct sunlight where the lens hood would protect my lens from like crazy lens flares. And to be honest, I do like a little bit of the lens flare from time to time, and I like to let as much light into my lens as possible. That's really the simple answer to the question of why I don't use my lens hood that often. But it's always on my lens, just in its like stored position, because obviously there are times where a lens hood is really needed and is really useful. So when that situation comes, I take it from its stored position, put it on and use it. But in most cases, I really don't have to. Hopefully that answers that question. My hands are shaking so much. I feel like this camera is gonna look like cake after. Like a very crazy, super colorful cake. This is kind of what's happening. Something is happening. Another question that I get asked all the time has to do with my love for wide apertures, and it is, why do I always have to shoot at 1.2? Why don't shoot at 1.4 or 1.8 or 2? Why does it always have to be 1.2? Do you think that bokeh is just gonna make your image look better? This is what amateurs do. They just put bokeh in their images and they think that that looks cool. Well, let me tell you this. When I started doing photography, I experimented a lot. Not only with my settings, not only with the models that I used, I experimented with the styles of photography because I didn't really know what I really liked. I didn't really know what I want to create. I knew that I want to create something, but I didn't know what it was. And it was great because by trying out all of these different styles, I was able to finally pinpoint what I truly love creating. And it is the kind of art that you see on my YouTube and on my Instagram now. I've already done my share of experimenting at different settings and different styles, and I know exactly what I want to create now. And it involves shooting at wide apertures because it creates that beautiful, very fairy tale kind of look, and it gives it that 3D look that I also like. So the reason why I like to choose at 1.2 is very simple. It's because I know exactly what I want in my images, and shooting at 1.2 gives me that. In photography, you do not want to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Look at all of your favorite photographers and look at their portfolio. Do they have just a variety of all sorts of styles and all sorts of different photography types, or do they just stick to one particular style? Yeah, most of them are known for something very particular that they do, and this is how anything really works. If you want to be remembered, if you want to be known, you have to find that niche that you're really good at and stick to it. I mean, obviously I still like to shoot something a little bit different from time to time, but I always come back to my style that I've developed and I love. This is looking so cool. I'm just gonna keep going. I feel like this is gonna take forever, so I might not record the whole thing. Just drink some more wine and keep going. My most asked question, however, is definitely about my equipment. I always get this question no matter how many times I mention it in the video, on the screen, but people will still ask me what camera and lens I'm using. I'm currently using my Canon 5D Mark III and my favorite lens, Canon 85mm 1.2. I am thinking of maybe getting a mirrorless camera. I'm not gonna say which one just yet, but really thinking about it. So far my Canon has been doing pretty well, but recently I've been really wanting to use more manual lenses, and especially some vintage lenses, and a lot of them I cannot use with my Canon body because it is a DSLR, and most of these vintage lenses work only on a mirrorless camera. And not only that, but having that focus peaking and an electronic viewfinder really helps with manual lenses. Like, I've tried some of my manual lenses with the camera that I normally use for filming, It's actually filming this video right now, my Sony a6500, and it is just so much easier to use them than it is using it with my Canon 5D Mark III. So I've been really thinking hard about should I get a mirrorless, should I not get a mirrorless, is it worth it, is it not worth it? I think it's really getting to a point where a mirrorless is just winning over the DSLRs, and yeah, I think I might gonna have to just snag one myself. So this is already the next morning. Please don't mind that I look crazy and I have no makeup on, but it took me more than 3 hours yesterday to finish this, and I did most of it off of the camera because that would be a very long and very boring video of me just sitting there and very nervously, very patiently scribbling all over this camera. And now all the paint is dry, so I can finally do some finishing touches. I also had to redo a few things because the button that takes the pictures was not working because I put way too much paint on it. So I had to take it off. I put some new paint on it right now. And then just when I started recording, I smudged it all. Yes, I did. So now I'm gonna have to kind of redo it again. Can you imagine? Also, we are joined by my beautiful daughter Luna right here. She's demolishing a bone that I gave her. She loves chewing on a bone, and I guess you guys will experience some amazing ASMR from Luna just chewing on the bone. Luna, give us the ASMR. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Queen. You have blessed us with your amazing ASMR. All right. Oh my God, it's finished. It looks pretty cool. I really like the way the lens turned out. All right, so the camera and the lens are finally finished. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like just in a few hours when all of the paint is dry and I can attach the lens to the camera body. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different than what I usually do, but sometimes you want to just spice it up with something crazy. So give it a like, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.